What would your life look like if you stopped caring about what other people thought of you? Imagine this. You spent your whole life trying to fit in, trying to meet others' expectations, only to realize none of it really matters. Have you ever felt like you couldn't be yourself because you were so afraid of what others might say or think? What if the key to living your best life, the life you've always dreamed of, is not about fitting in but standing out? Now, I want you to stop for a second and think. What's been holding you back? The pressure, the judgment, the whispers? It's time to face the truth. What if I told you that caring about what others think is the biggest weight you're carrying? But the truth is, this weight is easier to drop than you think. Let's be real. Every day, we're bombarded by the opinions of others. We scroll through social media. We look at the perfect lives of others, and we start comparing ourselves. We wonder, what would they think of me if I wore this? Or what will they say if I try this new thing? The world is full of critics. It's full of people who either lift you up or tear you down. And the worst part? They don't even need to know you to judge you. Their judgment comes from a place of fear, insecurity, and misunderstanding. But here's the question. Why are we letting these opinions control our lives? Why are we letting the whispers, the looks, and the judgments of others dictate how we feel about ourselves? If you want to break free from this prison, you need to understand one thing. What others think of you is none of your business. This might be hard to swallow at first, but if you can accept it, it will set you free. You'll finally be able to walk through life with your head held high, unaffected by the noise around you. You'll start making decisions based on your desires, not the fear of judgment. And when that happens, something incredible shifts inside of you. Let's go deeper. Think about the most successful people you admire. People who seem untouchable, confident, and fearless. What do they have in common? They don't care about what others think. They simply don't. Take Jim Rohn, for example. He was a man who built an empire, not by following others' expectations, but by creating his own path. He was criticized, judged, and rejected more times than he could count. But he understood one truth. You cannot take care of other people's opinions if you want to take care of your own future. Do you think Jim Rohn's critics stopped him from speaking his truth? Do you think the fear of judgment ever held him back from living the life he was meant to? Absolutely not. He knew the only way to be truly free was to stop caring about what others thought and focus on his own mission. And that's exactly what you need to do. You need to stop seeking validation from the world. The truth is, no one can validate you better than you can validate yourself. No one can define your worth but you. And when you start acting like you already know your value, something powerful happens. People begin to see you for who you really are. But here's the kicker. You must first stop judging yourself. So often, the reason we care about what others think is because deep down, we're judging ourselves. We're afraid of our own imperfections, flaws, and mistakes. But here's the secret. Your imperfections are what make you real. Those messy moments, those mistakes, those struggles, they're your story. And your story is unique. It's what makes you, you. So why hide it? Why be afraid of showing it? When you embrace yourself, flaws and all, you'll realize that the opinions of others no longer matter. You'll stop shrinking and start standing tall. You'll own your truth. But how do you start this transformation? How do you stop caring about others' opinions once and for all? It starts with a single decision. A decision that could change your life forever. It's the moment you decide once and for all that you don't need anyone's permission to be yourself. You stop hiding behind the mask of perfection. You stop pretending to be someone you're not. You stop waiting for others to approve of your dreams. Instead, you start embracing your true self. You begin to trust your instincts. You let go of the fear. Because when you do that, the world can't help but notice. And that's where the real magic happens. When you stop caring about what others think, you'll be free. You'll be unstoppable. You'll feel like the world is finally working in your favor. But what happens next? What do you do once you embrace this freedom? The truth is, the journey has only just begun. I want you to take a moment right now and think about your own life. What's holding you back? What's that one thing you've been wanting to do, but have it because you're afraid of what others might think? I challenge you today. Stop caring about what others think. Make that decision right now. What happens when you stop worrying about what others think? the world around you changes. But here's the catch. You won't see it coming. You might expect everything to suddenly fall into place, that your world will be perfect. But the truth is, it's a lot messier than that. Imagine waking up one day and realizing that for the first time in your life, you're truly free. Free from the judgment. Free from the expectations. But at what cost? It's not always easy to let go of the need for approval. In fact, it's terrifying. People will question you. They'll doubt you. They might even try to tear you down. But guess what? That's okay. Because it's in those moments that you realize you're not living for them. You're living for you. So let's dive deeper. How do you really stop caring what others think? It starts with understanding this truth. People are too busy with their own lives to care about yours. When I say stop caring what others think, I'm not saying you should live recklessly or disregard the advice of those who love you. But let's face it, most of the time, the fear of judgment comes from imagining what others might think. What if you simply let go of that fear? What would happen if you didn't let the opinions of others dictate your choices? Jim Rohn once said, "Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice." Think about that for a second. We've all been there, standing at a crossroads in life, wondering if we should take the leap. But then that voice creeps in. What will they think? What if I fail? It's that fear that holds us back. But here's the key. Failure is not the worst thing that can happen. Not trying is. When you give up control over your own decisions to others, you're already defeated. But the moment you decide that their opinion no longer holds weight is the moment you start winning. What if you live for yourself unapologetically? What if you made decisions based on your vision of who you want to be, not who others want you to be? It's all about reclaiming your power. It's about stepping out of the shadow of others' expectations and into the light of your own potential. But it's not all smooth sailing. There's one truth about this journey you need to understand. People won't always understand your decisions. They might question you, doubt you, or worse, they might criticize you for being different. But here's the twist. Those who criticize you, they're the ones who are scared. Scared of your courage. Scared of your ability to stand tall while they shrink away in fear. And you know what? You can't change them. You can't control their reactions. But you can control your response. Here's what happens next. You'll start to grow. The more you focus on yourself and your mission, the more you begin to rise above the noise. The fear of judgment slowly fades, and you start to feel a shift inside. But it's not just about being confident in the face of adversity. It's about something deeper. It's about finding peace in your own skin, no matter what others say. Now, let me ask you this. What if the reason you've been struggling, what if the reason you haven't been able to break free is because you've been listening to the wrong voices? What if the reason you've been stuck is because you've been letting the voices of doubt, criticism, and fear take up space in your head? The best way to move forward is to shut them out. But you don't just shut them out once. You do it again and again and again. You begin to choose which voices you listen to. And it's not the ones coming from the outside. It's the voice within you. You see, we've all been taught to value external validation, to seek approval from others to feel good about ourselves. But here's the revolutionary idea. What if you're already enough? What if you didn't need to change a single thing about yourself for someone else to accept you? This doesn't mean that you stop growing, improving, or evolving, but it does mean that you begin to love yourself as you are right now, flaws and all. Here's the truth. The world will always have opinions about you. The question is, how much do you care? When you stop letting their judgment affect you, that's when you begin to live life on your terms. You start creating, dreaming, and achieving. And the best part? The opinions of others no longer matter. The freedom that comes with this mindset shift is unlike anything you can imagine. It's a weight lifted off your shoulders. It's the power to follow your heart without hesitation, without second guessing. But here's the catch. You can't go back once you've tasted this freedom. You can't unknow this truth. Once you realize that their opinions have no power over you, you'll feel like a completely different person. You'll finally have the clarity to chase your goals with unrelenting focus. But you know what? This journey is far from over. What happens next when you stop caring about others' opinions? Before we dive deeper, I want you to think about something. What's one thing in your life you've been holding back on because of what others might think? Take a second and reflect on it. Write it down. Now, I challenge you to make a decision today. Will you let that fear continue to control you, or will you finally take the leap? Imagine this. You spent years tailoring yourself, adjusting your behavior, changing who you are just to fit in. You've sacrificed your true self for the comfort of approval. But what if I told you that by doing this, you've been missing out on the very thing that makes you truly unstoppable? It's time to ask yourself, what would your life look like if you stopped pretending? You might be afraid that without the approval of others, you'll be left behind, unnoticed. But let me share a secret with you. The moment you embrace your authenticity, the world will take notice in ways you never imagined. But how do you embrace your true self when the fear of judgment still looms over you? What if stepping into your power means standing alone? This is where the real transformation happens. You won't just change how others see you. You'll change how you see yourself. Let's break this down further. We all know what it feels like to be judged. We all know that sense of insecurity that creeps in when we feel like we don't measure up. But guess what? That's exactly where the transformation begins. When you start accepting your flaws, your imperfections, your unique traits, that's when you finally break free. The fear of judgment no longer holds power over you. You see, perfection is a myth. It's a facade created by the expectations of society. But authenticity? That's something you can own. Here's the powerful part. When you stop pretending to be perfect, you become magnetic. You become a force, not because you fit into someone else's idea of success, but because you're unapologetically you. Jim Rohn taught us that personal growth comes from within. He said, you don't get paid for the job you do, you get paid for the person you become. And the person you become is the true version of yourself. And when you embrace that, you'll realize the opinions of others simply don't matter anymore. You'll stop comparing yourself to everyone else. You'll see that when you're authentically yourself, the right people, the right opportunities, the right energy, all of that will find you. You stop chasing approval and start attracting it. But here's where it gets tricky. Even when you begin embracing your true self, even when you start living life on your terms, the temptation to seek approval from others will still be there. It's in our human nature. We want to belong. We want to feel accepted. But the difference now is that you'll recognize the trap. You'll catch yourself in those moments when you begin to question your worth based on someone else's opinion. Here's the thing. The judgment won't ever fully disappear. But what changes is how you respond. When someone tries to bring you down, when the critics show up, and they will, your reaction will be different. You'll stand firm in your worth and let their opinions roll off like water on a duck's back. You'll learn to smile in the face of criticism and say, I don't need your approval. Now, imagine the freedom that comes with this mindset shift. What would happen if you could walk through your day, your week, your life without ever feeling the need to seek validation? It's not just a possibility. It's a reality you can create. At this point, you might be wondering, what's the first step to truly embracing myself? The first step is simple, but not easy. Stop asking for permission. If you're waiting for others to give you the green light, waiting for their approval to move forward with your dreams, you're always going to be stuck. The only permission you need is your own. And when you give yourself permission to be unapologetically yourself, something incredible happens. You stop worrying about what others think, and you start living for what you think. But here's the catch. This journey requires courage. It takes courage to step into the unknown. It takes courage to leave behind the familiar comfort of others' opinions and take the first step into your own power. But the reward is freedom. And freedom is priceless. So, what happens when you stop caring what others think and truly embrace who you are? You begin to live life on your terms, and suddenly, the weight you've been carrying for years, the need to meet others' expectations, begins to fade. But here's the reality check. It's not going to happen overnight. The journey is long, and there will be moments of doubt. But every time you stand tall in your authenticity, you'll be one step closer to the life you were meant to lead. The world needs the real you. It doesn't need another version of someone else. And that, my friend, is your superpower. But what happens when you're standing in your power and the doubts still try to creep in? What if you still feel the urge to seek validation, despite all the progress you've made. So here we are. You've made it this far. You've learned how to stop caring about what others think. You've taken the first steps toward embracing your authentic self. But now, the real question is, what happens next? What do you do when you've broken free from the chains of others' opinions? But there's still this quiet voice inside you that says, what if I'm not enough? What do you do when you start living for yourself? But doubt creeps in and tries to convince you that you're not worthy of the life you desire. You've come so far, but the journey isn't over. Now, we face the most powerful part of this transformation, the moment when you begin to own your power. Here's the truth you need to internalize right now. You are enough. No, I'm not just saying that as a motivational line. I'm saying it because you've already proven it. You've made the decision to stop living for the approval of others. You've made the choice to step into your power. And now, it's time to fully own it. When you stop seeking permission, you step into the driver's seat of your life. The moment you accept that you are enough, that you are worthy, the world changes. You stop shrinking. You stop hiding your light. But here's the most important thing you'll learn on this journey. Owning your power isn't about being perfect. It's about owning your story. Every part of it, every flaw, every victory. The person you were meant to be has always been inside of you. All you had to do was stop letting others define you and give yourself permission to shine. And once you truly embrace this, you'll start living without limits. But there's still one more hurdle to cross. Because now that you've stepped into your power, what happens when others don't understand your journey? What happens when they challenge you? When they doubt your choices? It's easy to start thinking that this newfound power is fragile, that maybe it's not enough to withstand the forces outside of you. But let me tell you something. The power you found is unshakable. In fact, the more they doubt you, the more you'll grow. The more they challenge your decisions, the more your confidence will rise. Why? Because you've learned one key truth. You control the narrative. Other people's opinions? That's just noise. You get to choose whether or not you listen. Now, let's go even deeper. What's the real key to living without limits? The answer is simple, but it's something that many never truly master. Resilience. It's the ability to bounce back, to rise again after every setback. And the best part? Resilience is something you can develop. Here's the kicker. When you start living authentically, when you stop caring about what others think, you will face resistance. It's inevitable. The world isn't built to support authenticity. But that's exactly why it's so important. You will be challenged, but every challenge is an opportunity. Every obstacle is a chance to grow stronger. This is where you realize that you are not fragile. You are not weak. You are powerful beyond measure. Every time you encounter doubt, rejection, or failure, you'll see it as a sign that you're doing something right. You're on the path you were always meant to walk. And with each step, you get closer to your true potential. So, here we are, the final stage of your transformation. You've broken free from the chains of others' opinions. You've stopped seeking validation. You've learned to embrace your true self. And now, you stand tall, fully owning your power, ready to live without limits. But what does this truly mean for you? It means you no longer live in fear of judgment. You no longer fear rejection. You are free to live the life you've always dreamed of, because you've realized that you are worthy of it all. The world is waiting for your authentic self to shine. The world is waiting for you to step up and lead with your voice, your passion, your purpose. But remember, this journey doesn't end here. The real work is just beginning. The more you live authentically, the more your life will become a testament to the power of self-love and self-worth. Now it's time to take action. I want you to think about this for a moment. What's the next step you can take to live without limits? What's one decision you can make today that's true to who you are, not who others think you should be?